This fall on Sonny Lubick Field at Hughes Stadium, big plays have highlighted another great season.
5 dives, touchdown, Colorado State!
But none bigger than the Ram defense stopping the Utes with a huge goal line stand to preserve the win.
Gantler doesn't get in, did not get in, stopped at the 2-yard line. He was stopped by the Rams. The defense is held.
The origin of big moments like this goes back to a legacy of hard work, dedication, and desire. The same qualities that best describe those we honor in our Hall of Fame. Inductees establish the standard on which current Ram athletes measure themselves. The desire to succeed gets passed on from generation to generation, and it's what defines Ram athletics. Tonight, we step back to celebrate the Colorado State Hall of Fame class of 2005. We salute 7 people who have played major roles in adding to our tradition of greatness. They're not only great athletes and coaches, but even better people. From 1991 to 1995, Brady Smith terrorized opposing quarterbacks. Offensive linemen discovered the only way to stop him was to hold him. Under coach Sonny Lubick, Brady anchored one side of a relentless defensive unit. He carried his marauding ways into the pros.
What a wonderful young man he was to coach and a player. Gave so much to Colorado State, but like Sean the previous year has distinguished himself even more after leaving here. To play in the NFL for 2 years says a lot about an individual, but to be a 10-year veteran, play as consistently, and be a star in that league just tells you how good of a college football player he was.
In his final season at Colorado State, Brady set the career quarterback sack record with 27. He also set the single-season sack record with 15. The 10-year NFL veteran feels his Ram football foundation gave him all he needed to succeed.
There were a lot of influential people when I was there that really that inspired me. All the guys that I played with were, inspiration to me because they just brought it every day, and that was just, it was such a fun time. Sonny was a particularly big influence in that he was always a real positive coach. He always found the positive in everything.
Nick Kohls competed in football and wrestling while at Colorado State. He was an all-conference lineman in football and an All-American in wrestling. He says athletics helped build character and a work ethic that shaped his life.
I think it teaches responsibility and maybe a dedication to a task that it takes hard work in order to be successful. And a good experience like I had at CSU and some of the successes, I think just kind of helped me, do the things that I've done.
He always gave his all because that was the only thing he knew. He went on to give back and help shape lives by becoming a high school counselor and coach.
He's the kind of guy that is going to be pretty good at anything. He was going to be good at anything he decided to do because he just had that kind of a personality. He was an achiever. And this is Nick Kohls. He's one of those people that you want around.
It's an honor, and I'm excited about it, and best of all, it brings back a lot of those memories from 40 years ago that of people I associated with and the coaches.
Sarah Fredstom-Secrest played shortstop for Colorado State softball from 1994 to 1998. She was 3-time All-WAC, first-team All-American, and set CSU career records for hits, doubles, triples, and home runs. Many of her records still stand today.
I think she embodies everything that is good about Colorado State, not only from an athletic point of view, but also as a student athlete. She has to be one of the top athletes and top players ever to play for Colorado State.
I loved it. Colorado State was amazing. It was just a beautiful place to be. Campus was amazing. Everybody was so nice.
1997 was a magical year for Rams softball. The nationally ranked Rams tallied 51 wins and went on to seize the WAC title by beating national powerhouse Fresno State.
Fresno was one at the time, and they were just for us to even come that close to them was a big deal in my book anyway, and we swept them at home. We didn't have the top-ranked people and everywhere, but we just came together as a team and made the most of everybody's ability. Everybody just gave everything they had all the time.
She would be a coach's dream. You know, a good athlete, works hard, never says anything negative. I think when she left here, the coaching staff as well as the players felt honored to play with her.
Mattias Borrman competed in track and field from 1993 to 1996. Academics were important to him, and while competing at a very high level in athletics, he also received All-WAC and All-American academic awards. He feels his Ram family helped him to achieve.
I think being a Ram is something that goes beyond athletics. It's a community of great people. But it seems that the more people I meet who have come through Ram Athletics, they're not big egotists. They don't have big heads. They're just good, well-rounded people who look back at their athletic career, very modest and humble about them. The environment at CSU fosters that kind of attitude.
Borrman qualified for the NCAA 7 times, set 4 school records, and won the High Point Scorer Award at the 1996 WAC Championships. He went on to become the Swedish national champion in the discus.
Probably the most competitive guy I've ever coached. He'll compete at anything. Great work ethic, just a drive to be successful.
Borrman credits Coach Bedard for fitting him with a customized training regimen, which he used to succeed.
With the desire of an athlete, he matches that. I think it's almost a mirror. He sees someone working extremely hard, someone driven and excited to succeed. I think as a coach that excites him, and he puts in a comparable amount of effort into that athlete. And I think that's not driven by performance, I think that's driven by desire.
This spring at the Mountain West Conference Championships, Lori Smith set a new NCAA record in the hammer throw.
I knew when it left her hand that it was big. That was the closest thing to a perfect throw she's ever had to this point. And that was kind of my vision for her, and when it happened, that was a real special moment.
Over a short amount of time, Coach Bedard has logged a number of memorable moments. He feels he's lucky because he works with athletes who exhibit the desire and the belief in themselves and Colorado State.
As Jeremy Graff kind of stated a few years ago, I was kind of disappointed I didn't sign some blue chippers, and he said, "Coach, you're just going to have to keep doing it with the nobodies," you know. And I think that's really important, is to have those athletes that believe in the program, I get emotional, are extremely invested, and they work extremely hard.
I would love to have seen you stay back in that angle you've set up and just turn on it.
In 17 years of coaching at Colorado State, Bedard has coached 36 conference champions, 25 All-American performances, and 2 national champions.
Brian Bedard has built kind of a mecca here of throwing. He gave me a chance, and I don't think there's ever been a day where he hasn't believed in me and believed that I could continue on to that next level.
Bedard appreciates all the accolades that come with tonight's honor, but believes those in the ring deserve the spotlight.
It's about the athletes, it's about serving them and doing the best job I could. But it's always been about the athletes and for the athletes, and I still think the award is a tribute to them.
In 1996 at the WAC Championships, Colorado State had a shot at a conference title, but the team needed someone to swim the 100-yard freestyle. Coach John Mattos called on backstroke specialist Kristin Elliot.
I could pretty much put Kristin Elliot, Elliot-Fox now, into anything. There was no doubt in my mind that she'd either win it or give the person that she's racing a really, really incredible challenge. So she was a one of a kind, and I'll always cherish our memories together.
Whether it was her specialty or not, Kristin Elliott loved to compete. She holds Colorado State records for the 100 and 200 backstroke. She holds 6 WAC records, and in 1996 was named the WAC Swimmer of the Year.
I think going to school there, you become part of CSU. I keep joking with my husband that I bleed green. That I have so much pride for just attending the school, being a graduate from CSU. I feel honored that I was able to have that experience, and I feel that that was probably one of the best things that I could have done in my life.
Kristin was a 5-time All-American, and the Wall of Fame at her mother's home reflects the many awards earned over the years. She'll never forget her days as a student athlete.
Oh, I cherish those moments. I wish I could live my life as a CSU swimmer and go to school for the rest of my life, but that doesn't pay the bills, so.
After finally winning the conference championship, Kristin and her teammates celebrated by shaving off Coach Mattos' mustache. Kristin believes she learned a lot about life swimming in the 6-lane pool at Moby. It wasn't the tight quarters that brought out the best of her and her teammates. It was Coach Mattos.
John is the reason why that team is successful. All programs have great swimmers, and they come from all over the United States, but I have to give all the credit to John. He's why everyone's there.
He's always the first person that you see when you get out of the race. If you had a good race or a bad race, the reaction is the same. He gives you a hug, gives you a little, pat on the back of the head or on the back, great job, sweetheart, and you go and warm down and you feel good about yourself, no matter what. So he turned me in from an average, at best, college swimmer to breaking American records.
Try to hold the head more still.
Reigning over the pool at Moby, John Mattos has been cheering on championship swimmers for 25 years now.
All the athletes that have believed in me and gone through all 4 or 5 years of an experience here and had phenomenal success, they're the ones that have allowed me to stay here because I want to keep coming back. So it's pretty much their doing.
Since 1981, Mattos' swimmers have set 101 school records. He's also coached 13 All-Americans and taken 65 student athletes to the NCAA championships. His coaching philosophy allows an athlete to blossom and grow on their own. He feels the reason for the program's success comes from the swimmers, who continue to provide the benchmarks for others to follow.
Each one of those athletes has left a legacy and a tradition that I think the other athletes see. They're on the record board, that create an environment that just breeds success.
He's got this light around him, and he walks on the pool deck and everyone smiles. He gave me so much. I can't even, I'm gonna start getting all teary-eyed. He's my second father.
In 1994, Mattos was named the NCAA Division I Coach of the Year. Like most involved in Ram athletics, Coach Mattos is uncomfortable being in the spotlight. He'd rather continue in his t-shirt and flip-flops, helping athletes to achieve things they never dreamed possible.
I would rather have an athlete be up here than me. But I do love Colorado State, and I do respect the tradition of the Hall of Fame, and I certainly am proud to be honored in such a fashion.
Tonight we pay tribute to the 2005 Hall of Fame and Hall of Honor Award winners. These athletes and coaches serve as stirring examples of Ram pride. They deserve recognition for all they've done for the Ram community. They motivate Colorado State athletes and inspire us with their desire to succeed.